Hey guys, this is Kamakuno, and today I'm doing Fear Itself, Book 7, Issue 7. And this is the last issue for Fear Itself, with the whole story arc going on for a while now. And this was the big story arc for Marvel for a while now. And let's see what happened in the last issue, if anything big happened, or if anything special happened. Alright, so let's talk about the cover. I like the cover just because it's really explaining what's been going on throughout the whole entire Fear Itself thing. You know, Sin, villain, how America's trying to fight her, Serpent, people should be afraid of it, so Fear Itself. Also, really like the art for it. I always say this, and I always will say this. Art always has to be good for these main events because so many people are going to pick it up. So this is pretty much the same art that's inside the issue, and it's great art, and I'm glad for that, and it has to be great art because, like I said, so many people are going to be picking this issue up. So let's see what happened in the issue. In this issue, it's a very large issue, so definitely a lot to read, and it was $5, so, but it's a large enough issue, so don't make the price scared. Don't let the price scare you not to pick it up. But yeah, so it's a pretty large issue. But let's see what happened in this issue. So pretty much everyone's fighting. Pretty much all the Avengers, even normal people, are fighting Odin's brother, Sin. So we have like Captain America fighting She-Hulk, and they have all their new weapons that Iron Man made for them. Captain America gets his shield back. We finally get a funeral for Bucky and Thor, and Odin is, well, you see that Thor dies, so that's pretty touching in this issue. So yeah, so Odin's upset about that, and like I said, they have a funeral for both Bucky and Thor, and that's pretty much what the whole issue is. And then towards the end, we get like a little preview of things to come after Fear Itself, things to continue it, like Defenders issue 1, which is coming in December, and we also have the Incredible Hulk, which is actually coming out next week, and that should be continuing Fear Itself. And we have Fearless issue 1, which came out the same week as Fear Itself, which I didn't pick up because, well, I'm going to explain now. I haven't been liking Fear Itself that much. I feel like not much happened. And when I first heard Fear Itself, I was thinking, alright, this is a time when we're going to get the superheroes scared because they're putting their lives in danger, and they should be scared. And I thought we were going to see that fear in our superheroes, and we didn't. So definitely, especially in the main series, we did not see our heroes scared at all. So that's something that bothered me because the title was misleading. It says Fear Itself, and everyone's been saying before Fear Itself, you know, all the writers and everything, this is going to be a story arc where everyone's going to have fear, what's going to happen, there's going to be some big event coming. But really, nothing happened in a lot of this story. Like, I was expecting in the end, especially, like I said, so many pages, things to happen. But, yeah, a couple of things happened, but I think in a wrong way. Like Thor, he died. But really, it wasn't dramatic at all. Like, you hardly knew how he died and how he died. He just, like, fell to the ground after a fight, like a normal fight. Like, you think he's bruised a lot, but not dead. Like, it didn't make it dramatic like it should have. Like, Thor's a main character in Marvel, and they didn't make it dramatic enough. And Bucky, he was a main character in Marvel for a while, too, because he was Captain America while Steve wasn't around. And he died a couple of issues ago, like issue 3 or something, and book 3, and he just died. It's like, oh, we have to worry about that later. And then the worrying part later, yes, Steve cared because, you know, Bucky died, but I'm going to show you the page, but the worrying about later was just this little funeral. Let me show you that part. Yeah, over here. It's literally just one little box of them standing there, giving that. And yeah, we had Thor released. He had a big funeral and everything. That was nice, which I'll talk about the good part after. But it wasn't great. And yeah, I like that throughout the issue, Steve was upset about Bucky and everything. And that was a little bit more of a dramatic death than Thor. But I just thought, like, this was just so much fighting in this issue especially this issue. If you could just skim through this issue, everything's just fighting, 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 but not really a story. You know, like yeah, they died after they fought some these monsters, but there wasn't a big dramatic story. I felt like there was a lot of action packedness, but no story to really follow up with that. And that's what a comic book should. I mean, I'm not gonna say a comic book, but a big story event should have. It should, yes, it should have a lot of action packed. Shouldn't just be story or people talking all the time. But it should be all right. Let's have a narrative or something, something to make it special. This action packedness. It's just that, like Iron Man, yeah, he's been building these things, these weapons this whole time, and he hands it to them. It's like, let's go fight, and then no story really to it, you know? So, my whole problem with Fear itself, I think, is that it needs to be, yes, I love the action packedness of it, but needed more story. And maybe to tell the deaths a little bit better in maybe the main series. I don't know about other issues. I mean, yeah, they might have told stories in different issues about these people's deaths, but we've been following up. A lot of people are following up on the main story, seeing these characters die. So I thought, especially like I said in this big issue, I think you could have had a bigger story to tell with these main character deaths. They're not they're main characters. They are important characters to Marvel, and I think they should have told their story a little bit better after they died. So, especially in a big fight, which we don't know much of the story about. So let's talk about the good part of this issue. Like I said for the cover, I really like the art for it. So I really like the art for the inside of it and for the action packedness, which was a lot in this issue. Like I said, a lot of great art. Definitely love the art for this issue. Also, one thing I did like, I think with Thor, I thought it was kind of okay, kind of cool that at least in this whole entire Fear Itself thing, there was a little story with Odin and Thor saying that their relationship is not that close. But when Thor died and like went down to his knees, he was dying after his fight. And Odin kind of says, "Oh no, like Thor died." Let me show you. Like he ran to Thor saying, "Father, Father, did I?" And then he didn't finish his sentence, and Odin says no. So that was at least a little emotional when Thor died. And also, at least when Thor was having his funeral, they showed a little bit Norse mythology, because in Norse mythology, if you ever like read Beowulf or whatever, they had like the pyro to have a funeral. So I'm glad they followed Norse mythology with Thor. That was kind of cool. But yeah, so that's pretty much the only things I really liked in this issue. There's a lot of things that I felt like, even with the villains, I felt like they should have more story on that. So I give this issue 2 stars. Good art, a couple good stories here and there, but really this whole entire figure itself. If I had to not pick up those issues, if I knew about the ending, I probably would have picked up Fear Itself. So if you haven't been picking up Fear Itself, I don't think you should pick up Fear Itself at all. If you haven't been reading it, I don't think you should start reading it. And I know I'm not picking up like Fearless and all that stuff because I just didn't like Fear Itself. But maybe you guys did. If you do, you should pick up like Fearless and all of that. But I just didn't really love Fear Itself that much. So I give this 2 stars. I say don't pick it up. And this was Comic Uno. See you guys.